What's up, guys? Hope everyone is doing well. In this video, I'm going to be going over a number of updates for Bitcoin. Nonetheless, go ahead and get things started. First chart I want to go over is the 4-hour. I posted a community tab post on this not too long ago, so I'll be rather brief. But here we can see the channel here, this descending channel, where Bitcoin's been roughly going sideways for about 3.5 to 4 months so far. We see these dips towards this dip down here and these two breaks towards the upside, but Bitcoin did not manage to substantially break down, nor has it managed to substantially break upwards out of this rough sideways consolidation it's been in for around 3.5 to 4 months. As I was saying, we could look here at this darker as purple estimated moving average, the 800 EMA. Bitcoin has found a bounce roughly with respect to this going all the way back to most predominantly back here late January, early of this year. It stayed above it since Bitcoin broke around 25 to 30,000 and has been on this uptrend towards 74,000. This 800 EMA has been really what's been holding it up. Outside of that, again, just to briefly mention it, the RSI, as you can see down here, is very oversold. It's sitting in approximately value 9 underneath this orange zone, which this orange zone going all the way back to the bottom, November 2022, and Bitcoin was at approximately 15,000. Going all the way back to then, each time Bitcoin's gotten within this orange zone that has been right along with the local low, or right very close to when the local low is being set in, and then Bitcoin continued to go higher within this uptrend that has been from around 15 to 74,000 at this point. Here on this 2-day chart is really this is one of the two biggest charts I'm going to be going over in this video. If we take a look at the price, we look at this upper indicator, the RSI, then this lower indicator, the RBI, really all showing the same thing. If we take a look here at each of these lows going all the way back to November of 2022, like I was saying, around 15,000 when Bitcoin bottomed out for the bear market, we see RSI within this lowermost purple zone. Fib extension I have on the RSI, if we take a look at the RSI, it got within the most bearish, as it was getting momentum in bearish volatility, the RBI was tanking towards the lowermost range, the lower bound, and then it began its uptrend. Then Bitcoin met the next area at around March, halfway into March 2023. We see the price hit a local low, RSI is within that oversold territory, and we see the same thing with the RVI. Fast forward to August of 2023, we see the same thing, price meeting a local low, RVI very oversold, rather the RSI very oversold, and the RVI is also at its lowest. See the same thing. They almost right here in January of this year, the RVI hit the range, and then the RSI was just shy of it, basically already there, really. And then we fast forward to now, is Bitcoin right now sits at approximately 60,000. The RSI is within this very crucial territory that is really sustained on the RSI, this uptrend from 15,000 all the way back at the end of 2022. If you take a look here at the RVI, it's currently just shy of being as low as it was at its lowest going all the way back to August of 2023. Here the RVI was at around 10. Right now it's currently sitting at around 11.3, so we're be a little bit more precise, around 10.1 to around 11.3. Very, very close. Really at this point, essentially already as low as it was all the way back then. I think that's very crucial at this point. Again, despite this very rapid dump that Bitcoin saw within the last 24 hours, I think it's getting quite low, close to the local low before it bottoms out and continues to go higher here and eventually breaking 74,000 over the next month to 2 or so in the medium, especially to long term, around 3 to 6 months. Well, actually, really, yeah, around 3 to 6 months, assuming it tops around towards the end of this year, like I said in the last video, November, December, but at the very latest, I think at this point before Q1 of 2025. Moving into the 4-day chart, see this, if this bull flag is still here, especially really if this is going to play out something similar to a bull flag, and we'll see Bitcoin move up something along this flagpole that would be right here for this bull flag. Seeing the flagpole, this would be the flag. We're seeing Bitcoin break out, and perhaps it's retesting it right here along what was resistance for the flag itself. Also finding potential support and confluence along the 1.618 of the phase 1 macro fib extension for cycle 3 of Bitcoin. But on top of that, even meeting, so we're seeing on 3 points of confluence here, the 1.618 potential bull flag, resistance flipping into support, and then also the band for the 350 DMA band based on fib extensions right here. We see that ever since Bitcoin break above it at the end of the bear market, leading into January 2023 as the bull market was beginning, this uptrend was beginning. It flipped the band, found support, went a little bit below it right here from around August to September 2023, but really, despite this very small deviation, it basically found support. Ever since then, it's sustained the bull market. We go all the way back here. We can see as Bitcoin's flipping into bull market, not necessarily really full on bull market, but overall the bull market, because the lowest low was set back here in 2018 to 2019 at around 3.4, 3.5 thousand. Had this intermediate top. Once Bitcoin met a local low at the March crash of 2020, we can see zooming in here, this entire parabolic bull run, it respected the white line of the band. We go all the way to 2014 to 2017. We see the same thing, bear market, bear market. The band gets flipped October 2015. See the entire time through this entire bull market, this upper line of the band was being respected. And I forget specifically which one. I'm not sure if it tells me. Just the fast daily moving average of this indicator, 350 DMA. But we go all the way back in history. This upper line of the band's always respected. We see right here, once this being the W of phase 1 of cycle 2, is in comparison and basically synonymous with the W of the 2017 to 2021 all-time high. That W from 20,000 to 64,000. You can see right here, the bull market was respected this entire time outside of this close right here in 2013. That's another reason why I think the local low is going to be met soon, on top of, like I said, meeting the 1.618, potential bull flag, resistance flipped into support, factoring the 2-day chart that I went over, and finally moving into this weekly chart, really going all the way back to starting at December 2020. See the RSI start to top out. Bitcoin had a little ways to go, started to signal some bearish divergence, but if we start out here at the RSI top and count it in a wave type, count them as waves, go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the RSI bottomed out. As Bitcoin is making the first bottom of its double bottom from 18, approximately 20 to 15,000 right here in this region. The bullish divergence, as we can see here on the RSI, compared to the price with a negative support, RSI positive support, bullish divergence, you can see right here, long-term resistance of the RSI was broken. We would have seen here there was a long-term price resistance also being broken as well, as the RSI was being broken. This massive uptrend the Bitcoin has been in from November of 2022 to currently, not quite 2 years, but getting close to 2 years, especially if it tops out toward the end of this year. It'll be a 2-year-long bull market total. But as I was saying, the RSI broke. Then we see this structure start out. We start to see potentially repetition of structure. We see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We see this rounding out of the RSI as it hits this very long-term RSI uptrend. We see this structure, this resistance from 3 to 5 broken right here on the RSI. The next uptrend in this larger bull market we've seen right here begins. See it rounding out of the RSI so far. And we also see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're on the 6th pivot point as it's hitting this from June of 2022 to June of 2024. So we see a 2-year RSI support where we see a bottom of 6 right here, another 6, and another 6 as well. Each time, each of these 6 phases are ending in this 2-year-long RSI support. I think it's quite strong. Right now, it's at the very bottom of that. Bitcoin's going to need to bounce here soon if it's going to respect this 2-year RSI support. If it continues to go, I think it's totally possible that Bitcoin dips down a little bit lower, maybe even back down to around 56, maybe even 55, 54, maybe even around 53, 52, and some quick wicks. and we see the RSI deviate just a tiny bit and then ultimately break back above and continue to go higher, leading into the rest of the bull market. Because at this point, I just don't feel like it's most plausible that Bitcoin perhaps has set some sort of a double top right here, and then we're about to enter some massive long-term bear market. That just doesn't make the most really generally just much sense to me, or really trying to think about what's most likely here. It really just doesn't make much in general. I think what's most likely is that the bull market has not ended. We're about to enter the most parabolic run in a bull market historically, going back and looking at every time Bitcoin reaches all-time highs. We see these massive runs towards the upside. We see it again. We're here in 2020. Biggest run in the shortest period of time. Right here in 2017, after this final bottom right here. See the biggest run and really second biggest run, shortest amount of time in this overall bull market. This final little pump right here in the 2017 bull market was the largest. It did take a little bit longer, but it was the largest. But historically, this lines up where Bitcoin is at. Everything lines up with seeing the most parabolic run in quite a short period of time, along with this RSI trend to further support that. To me, seems quite viable, especially more viable than seeing a potential large and long-term bear market. If it, perhaps, like I said, it's some sort of a double top. Outside of that, I find it interesting each of these, this second and third in this uptrend for Bitcoin in the bull market, each of these RSI trends from 1 to 6 have been around 41 bars. You see the first one 41. Our current one's around 42, 43 bars, and you could continue to extend that a little bit, but I still find it quite interesting that it's not only geometrically looks similar with the 1 to 6 phases, but also poorly it's similar. Then also, if you look here at the price, I also find it interesting to point out that we see this initial uptrend, some sort of consolidation. We see this double top sideways, and then Bitcoin breaks out. Similar to, we see uptrend, an uptrend back here, sideways, sideways, Bitcoin breaks up. See Bitcoin break up now, it's setting some sort of sideways double top, just as back here. Again, really, that's the exact same thing as we see here on the RSI. I just got going over, but I also just find so many striking similarities. Perhaps it's too good to be true, but lastly is this monthly chart. I just wanted to quickly point out the SMI down here. I wanted to show, I believe I went over this in a video some time ago, but I don't remember if I was using the same inputs. But what I have on here, we can see with this bullish cross down here, the end of the bear market 2015 happened right at the very end. We look at the bull market right here, it was happening right at the top. Same thing happened for 2018, 2019, around 3.2K. Same thing happened at 64K, and the same thing happened at 15.4K. So this is something that I will personally be watching quite closely. If anybody is interested, I said this. So this is the monthly chart. This is the SMI indicator, long length is 16, short and signal line length also 5, and then the time frame is set to the chart, set as the monthly. So far, this is one of the most accurate things I've been able to find outside of like the pi cycle indicator or a few other things. But just wanted to quickly point this out. It's very interesting and very, like I said, precise. Even going all the way back to right here in 2013, down to almost the monthly, the month after, we see it predicting the all-time highs. So I mean, basically, selling right at the last month, the Bitcoin's topping out. Very nice. But believe that was everything that I wanted to go over in this video. So as always, hopefully enjoyed. None of this is meant to be financial advice, but all of that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Forgot to add one thing. It goes back to this pattern I was pointing out on the weekly. So actually, within this RSI trend that I was pointing out, we can see each of these bullish moves. In the first uptrend, let me get the magnet here. So the first uptrend, we see 100%. The second uptrend, we see 196%. So 100%, 200%. I find it interesting that it doubled. So it's not necessarily that it's going to double this time, but it's increasing by 100. So 100% to 200%. If, let's say, roughly around 56, 55,000 is the local low, which is a little bit lower than Bitcoin is right now, but From there, a 300% move would take Bitcoin up to approximately 227,000, which is the specific Fibonacci extension I've been saying. I've been talking about a lot. Historically, Bitcoin goes there every single time. But look here at this 4-day chart. See right here, 2.321 for 2017, 2.321 right here for 2013. Going all the way back to the beginning, phase 1 of the second cycle. And then the 2.321 of our current phase 1 of cycle 3 also sits at 227,000. So I find that very, very interesting. In general, it takes it up to that just broad range, like I've been saying, 150 to around 230, 250,000 at highest. But the fact that this, apparent succession of, like I said, we see 100% first uptrend or first impulse in this bull market, second impulse 200%, and then if we see a third impulse of around 300%, it's going to be pushing 220, 227, like I said, 230,000 as it's hitting 300%, meeting what I've been saying. I just find maybe it's coincidental, maybe it's too good to be true, maybe it'll actually end up being wrong. It totally could, but I did forget that, and that's actually one of the main things I was wanting to point out. But that was all that I had in this video.
Now won't I see you forever, start to long